Decoding the Male Mind, the ultimate guide for women. Welcome to our channel. Have you ever wondered what's really going on in a man's mind? What drives their actions, their words, and their feelings? Today, we're diving deep into the male psyche to uncover the secrets that every woman should know. Whether you're in a relationship, navigating the dating scene, or just curious about understanding men better, this video is for you. So, make sure to stick around, because what you're about to learn could change your life. Before we dive in, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss our deep divings into the most compelling topics. If you find this video insightful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Now, let's get into it. Understanding men can sometimes feel like trying to solve a puzzle with missing pieces. But it doesn't have to be that way. The key is knowing what to look for. So, let's start with the basics. What are the core needs that drive a man's behavior? First and foremost, men have a deep-seated need for respect. It's not just about being admired for their achievements or abilities, but being valued for who they are at their core. This need often shapes how they interact with others and how they see themselves. For many men, respect is intertwined with their sense of identity and worth. Now, you might be thinking, isn't everyone looking for respect? And you're right, but for men, it's often the lens through which they view the world. It affects their decisions, their relationships, and even their mental health. This need for respect is why you'll notice that men often take pride in their work, in their ability to provide, and in their role as a partner or father. So, the next time you're interacting with a man, whether it's your partner, a friend, or a colleague, keep this in mind. Showing genuine respect can open doors to deeper connections and understanding. But respect isn't the only thing that drives men. There's also the need for freedom and autonomy. Many men value their independence, which is often expressed through their hobbies, career choices, or even their need for personal space. It's not about wanting to be alone, but rather about maintaining a sense of individuality. For instance, if a man loves spending time working on his car, going fishing, or simply having a quiet moment to himself, it's not a sign that he's distancing himself. In fact, it's the opposite. By engaging in activities that make him feel autonomous, he's actually recharging his batteries, so to speak, which makes him a better partner, father, and friend in the long run. Understanding this can prevent a lot of unnecessary conflict. Instead of viewing his need for space as a rejection, recognize it as a natural part of his emotional well-being. It's about finding a balance where both partners can enjoy their time together while also honoring their individual needs. Now, let's talk about another crucial aspect: emotions. Contrary to popular belief, men are emotional beings too, but the way they process and express those emotions can be very different from women. Many men have been conditioned from a young age to suppress their emotions or only express certain ones, like anger or happiness. This doesn't mean they don't feel sadness, fear, or insecurity, but rather, they might not always show it. This can make it challenging for women to understand what's really going on beneath the surface. One of the best ways to support a man emotionally is to create a safe space where he feels comfortable expressing his feelings. This doesn't mean pushing him to open up, but rather, being patient and letting him know that it's okay to be vulnerable. Over time, this can build a stronger emotional connection and help him feel more secure in the relationship. Another important point to consider is how men handle stress. When faced with challenges, many men tend to retreat inward, focusing on solving the problem themselves. This can sometimes come off as being distant or uncommunicating, but in reality, it's their way of dealing with stress. Understanding this can prevent misunderstandings in relationships. Instead of assuming he's shutting you out, recognize that he might just be in problem-solving mode. Giving him the time and space to work through his thoughts can be more helpful than pushing for immediate communication. That said, it's also important for men to learn that it's okay to seek support when needed. Encouraging open dialogue about stress and emotions can help break down the barriers that often prevent men from asking for help. Speaking of communication, let's address one of the biggest differences in how men and women often communicate. Men tend to be more direct and solution-oriented, while women might focus more on expressing feelings and discussing the process. Neither approach is right or wrong, but understanding these differences can significantly improve communication in any relationship. For example, if a woman shares a problem, she might be looking for empathy and understanding, whereas a man might immediately jump to offering solutions. This can sometimes lead to frustration on both sides. The woman feels unheard, and the man feels like his efforts to help are unappreciated. A good strategy here is to clarify expectations at the start of a conversation. If you're sharing something and just want to be heard, let him know. If you're looking for advice, make that clear too. This simple step can reduce misunderstandings and make both partners feel more connected. Now, let's dive into something a bit more sensitive: how men perceive and deal with vulnerability. For many men, vulnerability is something to be avoided because it's often seen as a sign of weakness. This belief is deeply ingrained in many cultures, where men are expected to be strong and stoic. But here's the truth: vulnerability is actually a strength. It's what allows us to connect on a deeper level with others, to build trust, and to grow emotionally. The challenge is helping men see this without making them feel pressure or judged. One approach is leading by example. If you're open and honest about your own vulnerabilities, it can encourage the men in your life to do the same. It's about creating an environment where emotions are respected and valued, not seen as a liability. Let's not forget the importance of intimacy and connection in a relationship. For many men, physical intimacy is closely tied to their emotional well-being. It's not just about the act itself, but about feeling connected, desired, and appreciated. However, it's essential to understand that intimacy for men isn't just physical, it's also about emotional closeness. Men need to feel that they are loved and valued for who they are, not just for what they can provide. This emotional connection can be just as important as physical touch. To nurture this aspect of a relationship, it's crucial to make time for each other, to express appreciation, and to engage in activities that strengthen your bond. This could be anything from a heartfelt conversation to a simple gesture of affection. The goal is to make your partner feel seen and cherished. As we've discussed, men's needs are multifaceted, encompassing respect, autonomy, emotional support, and intimacy. But one area that often gets overlooked is the need for purpose. Many men derive a sense of fulfillment from their roles as providers, protectors, and leaders. This doesn't mean that every man wants to be the CEO of a company or the head of the household, but rather that they seek to contribute in meaningful ways. Whether it's through their career, their family, or their hobbies, having a sense of purpose is crucial for a man's overall happiness. Supporting a man in finding and pursuing his purpose can have a profound impact on your relationship. It shows that you believe in him and value his contributions, which in turn strengthens your bond. Now that we've covered the key aspects of understanding men, let's talk about the things that can make or break a relationship. One of the biggest pitfalls is a lack of communication. It's easy to fall into the trap of assuming you know what the other person is thinking or feeling. But the truth is, communication is the foundation of any successful relationship. Regularly checking in with each other, discussing your needs and concerns, and being open about your feelings can prevent small issues from becoming big problems. It's not about having long, drawn-out conversations, but about maintaining a healthy dialogue where both partners feel heard and respected. Another common issue is taking each other for granted. Over time, it's easy to become complacent and forget to appreciate your partner. But small gestures of appreciation, like saying thank you or acknowledging something they've done, can go a long way in keeping the relationship strong. Lastly, let's talk about growth. Both individual growth and growth as a couple are essential for a healthy relationship. Supporting each other's goals and dreams, encouraging personal development, and finding ways to grow together can keep the relationship dynamic and fulfilling. This might mean taking on new challenges together, like traveling to new places, learning a new skill, or even working through tough times as a team. The idea is to keep evolving both individually and as a couple, so that the relationship doesn't stagnate. When both partners are committed to growth, it creates a positive cycle where each person feels supported and motivated, which in turn strengthens the bond between them. So, there you have been a comprehensive guide to understanding the inner world of men. We've covered respect, autonomy, emotions, stress, communication, vulnerability, intimacy, purpose, and growth. By understanding these key aspects, you'll be better equipped to navigate your relationships with the men in your life. Remember, the goal is not to change anyone, but to understand and support each other better. When both partners are on the same page, it creates a stronger, more fulfilling relationship. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button and share it with someone who might benefit from this insight. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification so you never miss out on our deep dives into the most important topics. Before we wrap up, we want to hear from you. What's your biggest takeaway from this video? Do you have any experiences or tips on understanding men that you'd like to share? Drop them in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Also, let us know what topics you'd like us to cover in the future. Your feedback helps us create content that's relevant and valuable to you. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and take care.